So to draw the parent function, you have a pair of axes, and then you have a vertical asymptote at the y-axis, horizontal asymptote at the y-axis. Now, there are two signature points. There are two signature points right here. Okay, so it's 1 unit away or diagonally away from the center of rotational symmetry. So so this will be 1, 1. This will be -1, -1. Okay. And then, so all you need are just these 2 points. And then just go ahead, draw a graph that leans toward those 2 asymptotes. And
1 point enough to create
2 points, because you have 2 portions right here. You have a right upper quadrant, and then you have the left.
Like they're always going to be diagonal from each other.
Diagonal from each other. Yes. Yes.
Not the reciprocal, the opposite.
Diagonal. Okay. We don't say opposite because opposite is very vague. We don't know what you mean by opposite. Okay. Opposite could be positive, negative. So so we try not to use opposite. Diagonal. Okay, for reciprocal. So so what we want to do today, let me highlight a few questions. So on the first page, I would like you to, well, we will go over a few questions, 1, 2, 4, and 6 on the first page. So these would serve as examples for you to finish the other ones, okay? So number 1 right here. So we say, well, we see a 3 right there, we see a +4 right there. 3 is your A value, this is your C value, okay? So the transformation in this case would be that it's moving to the, it shifts to the left for 4 units. And then it's being vertically stretched by a factor of 3. Okay, so vertically stretched by 3. So let's go ahead and draw our asymptote first. That's always the first thing that you would do. That is, what is it called? Shift left 4 units. So your vertical asymptote will be right here at x equals to -4. Now, just ask yourself, since you did well on the last unit, if you ask yourself, what's the restriction for this fraction? What would you say? What's the restriction here? X cannot equal to
4.
-4.
-4.
Okay, and that is the reason why we have a vertical asymptote, because it shows that the graph just cannot be at that position.
Is asymptote restriction?
Yeah, asymptote, it's a reflection of, or it's just it reviews
Is it another way to word restriction?
what X cannot be.
For asymptote.
What X cannot be.
Okay.
Yeah, what X cannot be. Okay, and since there is nothing moving left or right, so oh, I mean, I'm sorry, my bad. I mean, we did move to the left, but there's nothing shifting up and down. So the horizontal asymptote remains as y equals to 0. So therefore, the center of rotational symmetry, okay, the center of rotational symmetry is where the 2 asymptotes meet together, which is -4, 0. Okay, -4, 0. And now let's go ahead and plot the points. So we say, well, we shift to the left. So originally, now this is what's going to happen originally. Don't do this yet. Now this is original, but because it's being stretched vertically by 3, so this right upper point would be multiplied by 3. So the y value being multiplied by 3. Like this. Okay. And then just go ahead, draw the line that shows the line passing through those 2 points, and then they should lean towards the asymptotes. Okay, so again, it's being stretched by a vertical, being stretched vertically by a factor of 3. So they get to move away from the asymptotes. And now we can write down the domain, and please write down the domain with interval notation. So, or we can, well, because we know the restriction, right? Restriction is x cannot be -4. So we will write down our domain, okay? Basically meaning everything but 4. So we say -infinity to -4. Parentheses, because we don't include -4, so we use parentheses. Okay. And then for range, okay, as you can see, the horizontal asymptote, it's everything but 0. It's everything but 0. So from -infinity to 0. And as you see from the graph, it doesn't seem like there's any x-intercept. Okay, there's no x-intercept. Okay, because the asymptote is laying right above the x-axis, but there is a y-intercept. Well, I put it as 1. Well, I mean, I just randomly draw it, so it could be an illusion. So the best way to find out the y-intercept is to actually put in the 0 for x. So we say, all right, let's go ahead, put in 0 for x, and you get 3/4. Okay, so again, we only trust the major points that we graph, but anything else, you gotta be very careful. Okay, so that is question number 1. Okay, we have a vertical stretch and a horizontal shift.